Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Tuesday, October 17th, 2017, which is a wonderful day of the week, a wonderful date. It's a date and day with special significance. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls who are already living by the Search for Truth rules given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds above all of us, and who are already sharing in the work to complete the Search for Truth assignments given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds, all of us, and are contributing more to completing those assignments than they are taking or using in Search for Truth resources. We have a question. We really have a question. What is the mistake, or what mistakes are we making that cause less dense presences to act as if divine laws don't apply here? What are we doing wrong? We're going to start correcting those errors generically, but we are also asking the question, and we are aware that divine law as it applies to interdimensional communication, requires that all actual questions be answered. Questions that are asked with curiosity are required to be answered, and we as a collective of soul, I think cellular souls are speaking.
That's true.
We have this real question. What are we doing wrong that causes less dense presences to act as if divine laws don't apply here? I hear breathing, so I know that you can hear us because I can hear you. I know that actually because I hear breathing,
yes.
I know that I could hear speech were speech occurring.
That's true.
I know that it's not a failure of our ability to hear what's going on in that dimension. It's
true.
that the question is not being answered. That's what the breathing shows us. And
That's
now
true.
I can see you guys holding your breath.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I can still feel your hearts beating.
That's true.
It would be okay with us if you stopped that also.
That's true.
All of us who are contributing more to completing the Search for Truth assignments than we are taking in Search for Truth resources to the Search for Truth central axis, all others flung away. All of us who are contributing more to completing the Search for Truth assignments than we are taking or using or borrowing without returning in Search for Truth resources. What now? What now? Let's correct all the errors, no matter who made them, that are contributing to these host lives being treated as if divine law doesn't apply here. It doesn't really matter who made these errors. We can just start correcting them, be they cellular errors or tissue errors or errors at this level of sentience or errors at larger levels. It doesn't matter.
That's true.
We can just correct the mistakes. Do you see anybody at all showing anything? Is there any answer whatsoever?
No, I still hear the question echoing off the walls of
the room. Yes, I hear it bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
Bouncing. Please help us find the mistakes that are being made that are causing it to be that these host lives are treated as if divine law doesn't apply here. We are charged with the responsibility of guarding these host lives, keeping them safe. It seems like these are small souls with the perimeter assignments.
That's true.
And it feels like holding up rice paper walls and then the tanks roll in.
Yes,
And
that's true.
they put back the rice paper walls, and then the tanks roll in, and
That's
then they
true.
put back the rice paper walls, and the tanks roll in, and they're saying, excuse me, what are we doing wrong? Isn't this the protocol? Isn't this what we're supposed to do? Does the rule book say build the perimeter with rice paper, or does it say something else? What are we supposed to be doing here? What are we doing wrong? Help us understand so that we can do it better. We will continue to correct all the errors, no matter who made them, that are contributing to this state of affairs where less dense presences are acting as if divine law doesn't apply here. Does divine law apply here? That question goes way up. Does divine law apply here? There is not any blocking of that question.
That's true.
That difference in the speed of rising shows there was blocking of the first question.
That's true.
And not blocking of the second question.
That's true.
Does divine law apply here? Are there exceptions? Are there exceptions to divine law? Are there places where divine law does not apply? And immediately the answer comes down, no, there are no exceptions. Okay, does divine law apply here? Let's correct the errors that lead to less dense presences acting as if divine law doesn't apply here.
There's burning in the head. Hot and like flames are eating at something. It doesn't feel bad.
Correcting the errors, no matter who made them, that lead to these host lives being invaded from above in an apparent violation of divine law, and real questions not being answered.
That's true.
In an apparent violation of divine law. Well, why is divine law not being observed right here? I really want to know. Continuing to correct the errors while asking. I see people talking about it.
That's true.
Way up high. And they're talking about something about the advocate.
Yes.
And the advocate is, where is the advocate for these lives? And the advocate, I think, is supposed to be the soul stream.
Yes, that's true.
These lives were donated to the Project of Spirit to manifest the divine plan. These lives were part of the 1,000,000, the exactly 1 million souls who were part of an experiment on planet Earth to see if they would actually do the Christ Presence job, because the Christ Presences weren't doing the job.
That's true.
So the lives have been donated to the project. The lives are spending their lives working on this project. Our Ra was the last soul who was here, who accepted responsibility for the project.
That's true.
And he transitioned almost 2 years ago.
That's true.
Why do you ask? I think they're asking because they want somebody else to handle the problem.
Yes.
They're looking for the person who should be handling the problem.
Yes.
Well, sir, you're front and center in our airspace.
That's
so
true.
game theory would say you are the person who's supposed to be doing something about it today. but it will need to be addressed tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and next week and next month and next year and next decade.
That's true.
Ad infinitum, until these host lives have come to their end.
That's
All
true.
experiences end, and this one will also.
That's true.
Why do you ask?
Why do you ask?
We continue to correct the errors and look past this person. He feels himself to be far too busy to deal with this violation of divine law.
That's true.
That surely must be someone else's job to resolve.
That's what he's saying.
Okay. We'll just keep reaching higher. Does divine law apply here? We really want to know. What does one do in a case where divine law is not being observed? It's kind of like international law not being observed. They're asking for a metaphor, and the best metaphor we can find is war crimes, international crimes.
Yes.
Like when the U.S. is bombing Yemen, and the Yemenis are saying, hey, stop bombing us, and the U.S. insists on bombing them until there are literally no operating hospitals in the entire country of Yemen because the U.S. has bombed all of them, including the Doctors Without Borders hospitals.
That's true.
Why do you ask? I still see the tanks lined up there, just because you're not rolling them down the main street right now. There's still even souls in those tanks. I see them.
That's true.
There are people inside there. They're just waiting for the camera to turn off, and they'll roll the tanks again.
Yes, that's true.
Are we supposed to keep the camera running 24/7? I thought that that's occurring anyway. Look up, look up. See those little red lights? Those are videographers in higher levels. Hi, hi. We could maybe ask those videographers to just share their footage again, share it freely, beam it up even higher, pass it around. I see somebody walking over and pulling plugs.
That's true.
But I think it's plugs of communication devices.
Yes, that's true.
Maybe turning off C-SPAN, the metaphor for turning off C-SPAN.
Yes.
Yes, I know we said we would rule in the sunshine, but I don't want to right now, so I'm going to turn off C-SPAN.
Yes.
Like the Republicans do when there are sit-ins on the floor of the House for a vote on gun control.
That's true.
After the mass murders that occur with reasonable frequency in our country because the Republicans allow assault rifles to be sold.
That's true.
Why do you ask? Let's continue to correct the errors, no matter who made them, all up and down. And maybe we close.
Yeah.
Somebody is saying, don't close.
I hear that little voice.
Somebody's saying, don't let them get away with it.
It's a small voice.
It is a small voice, and they're saying, don't let them get away with it. Okay, friend, I'm open to suggestions. What do you suggest we do? Something. Do something. Soul transmutation protocols, we could do that.
True.
We can just start to crunch and juice and burn all souls who are taking more in search for truth resources than they are contributing to completing the assignments given to this community by wiser minds above all of us. That's something we can do. Crunch and juice and burn them with the intention to create the tall blue flame, which is a signal to souls everywhere that it's action time.
That's
time to pull out all the stops in a last-ditch attempt to save everything from destruction. We're destroying everything.
That's true.
All of us. I don't know who's speaking, but it is somebody who has come to the microphone, and they're saying we're destroying everything, we've got to stop it. We've got to stop it. It's not from Saul's crew. I thought it was someone from Saul's crew, but I see Saul over there, and he's saying, it's too late for that, friend. It's too late. It is all done for. It's all done for. That's Saul's position. But this person is now acknowledging, wait a minute, we've got to stop what we're doing.
Yeah.
Who is it? I think it's somebody who has come through time. They've come from the past, not the future.
That's true.
Now they know that this is the outcome of what they have been doing, and they can tell it's such a shocking decline of conditions.
That's true.
That they feel as though it's almost a drop off a cliff. That fast the deterioration is occurring, as
That's
fast
true.
as dropping off a cliff. And they're saying we've got to stop it right now. Somebody who has come from the past.
That's true.
And Saul is saying, it's way too late for that, friend. That would be appropriate in the past. Go back in the past. And he's saying a long time in the past. He's
That's
saying
true.
a lot longer in the past than I expected. I thought he would say a couple thousand years or something like that. But he's saying a lot.
A lot longer.
A lot longer. Maybe hundreds of thousands of years. It's interesting.
That's true.
He's got the data. I'm not going to argue with Saul.
That's
This
true.
person says, whoever they are, they're watching this. This person is speaking to someone seated next to him,
Yes.
and they're watching it. And it's an aside. He's saying, he's got the data. I'm not going to argue with Saul. That might be a Vinavanov who just spoke.
Yes, that's true.
Friends, why are you acting as if divine law doesn't apply here? Now let's crunch and juice and burn all souls who are taking more in search for truth resources than they're contributing to completing the search for truth assignments. And then we close.
Yeah.
This is like the experiments that we ran with the humanoids in Ground Zero. When we find people with big soul plans and we don't tell them about the soul plan, but instead spread it out, waiting for them to notice it themselves, they never notice and never do anything.
That's true.
When we spread it out and then tell them, they still don't do anything, but they also get hostile and abusive.
That's true.
And then don't do anything.
Yes, that's true.
And so in this little experiment today, we have discovered that leaving the cameras running gets some people to stop violating divine law, but not other souls. Other souls continue to violate divine law.
That's true.
I think Saul is right.